Welcome to realOpprimo Spotlight, where we explore one story at a time. Today we are diving deep into a concept that might just change how you see everything: the power of solitude, and the idea that the kingdom of heaven isn't some distant place in the sky, but something you can access right here, right now, within your own mind. Have you ever felt a deep need to just be alone? Away from the noise, the demands, the constant chatter of the world.
Ho, ho, ho!
It's not just about getting some peace and quiet. It's a primal urge, a call to connect with something deeper. This isn't a new idea. In fact, it's a theme that echoes through ancient texts, including one of the most foundational stories in the book of Genesis. Let's travel back in time. Imagine Jacob, a man on the run, filled with fear and uncertainty about his future. He's about to face his estranged brother, Esau, the very brother he cheated and fled from years ago.
Ho, ho, ho!
The night before this daunting reunion, the Bible tells us in Genesis 32 that Jacob sent his family and all his possessions across the river Jabbok. And then it says something profound, and Jacob was left alone. Think about that for a moment. Alone. The dead of night, on the bank of a river, stripped of his family, his wealth, his security.
Ho, ho, ho!
It was in this moment of complete solitude, when all external distractions were removed, that his life-altering encounter happened. He wrestled with a mysterious man, an angel, or perhaps God himself, until daybreak. This wasn't just a physical struggle. It was a spiritual and psychological battle. Jacob was wrestling with his past, his identity, his fears, and his very destiny.
Ho, ho, ho!
By morning, he was a changed man. He walked away with a limp, a physical reminder of his struggle, but also with a new name, Israel, which means he who struggles with God. He had faced his deepest self and emerged transformed, blessed, and ready to meet his future. Jacob's story is a powerful testament to the fact that our greatest transformations often happen not in a crowd, but when we are profoundly alone.
Ho, ho, ho!
Now let's connect this ancient story to a revolutionary modern idea, one that many spiritual teachers and even some neuroscientists are beginning to explore: the concept that heaven, or enlightenment, or the kingdom of God, is a state of consciousness. It's not a geographical location you go to after you die. It's an internal state of being you can cultivate while you're alive. The Bible itself hints at this when it says, "The kingdom of God is within you."
Ho, ho, ho!
What does this mean? It means that the peace, the joy, the boundless love, and wisdom we associate with heaven are qualities of an awakened mind. Our brain, this incredible 3-pound universe between our ears, has the capacity for these transcendent experiences. But just like a radio, it has to be tuned to the right frequency. The static of daily life, our worries, our to-do lists, our social media feeds drowns out the signal.
Ho, ho, ho!
This is where the power of solitude comes in. Being alone is the act of turning down the volume of the outside world so you can finally hear the music of your own soul. It's the practice of creating an internal sanctuary, a heaven in your own mind. When you are alone, truly alone, you begin to notice the patterns of your own thoughts. You confront your own angels and demons, your hopes, your fears, your regrets, your aspiration.
Ho, ho, ho!
Just like Jacob at the river Jabbok, you enter your own wrestling match. This wrestling isn't about fighting yourself. It's about integration. It's about seeing all the different parts of you, even the parts you don't like, and bringing them into wholeness. It's about letting go of the old identity, the Jacob who was defined by his past mistakes, and embracing the new, empowered identity, the Israel who has struggled and overcome.
Ho, ho, ho!
So, how do we practically cultivate this solitude and build this inner heaven? It doesn't mean you have to abandon your life and become a hermit in a cave. It starts with small, intentional acts. It could be waking up 15 minutes earlier to sit in silence with a cup of coffee without your phone. It could be taking a walk in nature by yourself, paying attention to the feeling of the wind and the sound of the birds.
Ho, ho, ho!
It could be journaling, meditation, or simply turning off the radio during your commute. These moments of intentional solitude are like charging stations for your soul. They quiet the analytical, fearful part of your brain, the ego, and allow the more intuitive, creative, and connected parts to come forward. In this quiet space, you might find that solutions to problems appear out of nowhere.
Ho, ho, ho!
You might experience a sudden feeling of peace or a deep sense of connection to everything around you. This is the kingdom of heaven making its presence known. Think of your mind as a garden. If you're constantly letting the weeds of external noise and distraction grow, your flowers, your inner peace, creativity, and wisdom will be choked out. Solitude is the act of weeding your garden. It's pulling out the non-essential so the essential can flourish.
Ho, ho, ho!
The more you practice this, the more beautiful and vibrant your inner garden becomes. You start to carry that peace, that heaven, with you even when you're back in the hustle and bustle of the world. Jacob's limp was a permanent reminder of his transformative night alone. It showed that real change comes at a cost. It requires vulnerability and the courage to face what's difficult. Similarly, when we consistently practice solitude, we are changed.
Ho, ho, ho!
We might become less reactive to stress, more compassionate towards others, and more aligned with our true purpose. We walk through life with a different kind of swagger, not one of arrogance, but one of quiet confidence that comes from knowing who we are at our core. The analogy is clear. Jacob's physical isolation on the riverbank was the necessary condition for his spiritual breakthrough.
Ho, ho, ho!
Our intentional moments of solitude are the necessary condition for accessing the heaven within our own minds. In that sacred silence, we wrestle with our own limitations and emerge with a blessing, a new perspective, a deeper understanding, and a renewed sense of self. So, I invite you to find your own river Jabbok. It doesn't have to be a physical river.
Ho, ho, ho!
It can be a quiet corner of your home, a park bench, or even just the space between your breaths during a moment of mindfulness. Step into that space and be alone. Don't be afraid of what you might find there. Embrace the wrestling match. It is in that sacred solitude that you'll discover the truth. You don't have to wait for heaven. You can begin to build it right here inside of you.
Ho, ho, ho!
You can become your own Israel, one who has faced the divine within and been forever transformed. Thank you for joining us here at realOpprimo Spotlight as we continue to explore one story at a time. If this message resonated with you, please like this video, share it with someone who might need to hear it, and subscribe to our channel for more stories that enlighten and inspire. We'll see you next time.
Ho, ho, ho!